to tell, so let's get started.
Let's start with the first story.
Our first story takes us to how the language patterns of AI models like ChatGPT are, well, reportedly influencing how we actually speak.
Yeah, and this really matters because it points to a potentially significant shift in our communication. It raises some big questions about, everyday conversations and maybe even how we think.
Okay, so let's start there. What are researchers actually observing? How is our language shifting day to day?
Well, studies are showing that certain words, sometimes called fluff words or AI buzzwords, things chatbots generate a lot, are popping up more in just normal spoken language.
Okay, like what kind of words?
For example, words like intricate or notable, they seem to be becoming more common, especially noted in conversational podcasts, actually.
Right, and when did people start noticing this specific pattern emerging?
It seems to have become noticeable pretty recently, specifically after ChatGPT was released back in November 2022.
Wow, that's a really short time frame.
Yeah.
How did researchers even track that kind of linguistic change so quickly?
So what they did was analyze transcripts, specifically from popular science and tech podcasts. They basically compared recordings from, say, 2019 to 2021 against recordings from 2023 onwards.
Just to see what changed.
Exactly, to pinpoint those shifts in word frequency.
And did they find some really striking examples, like specific AI buzzwords that just shot up in usage?
Oh yeah, the most prominent rise was in the word surpass. Then you also saw increases in boast, meticulous, and strategically.
Huh, meticulous, interesting.
And separately, another study looked at YouTube videos and podcasts too, and found similar upticks. Things like delve, comprehend, swift, and there's meticulous again.
Okay, yeah, can almost hear the AI saying those now. So why those words? Why do experts think AI systems land on these specific, slightly formal-sounding words so often? What's the mechanism?
Well, experts think it really stems from how these AI systems are built and trained. Your models like ChatGPT, they learn from just massive amounts of text scraped off the internet. And a lot of that text, it's things like corporate blog posts, annual reports, maybe presentations, stuff that's already packed with, well, corporate jargon.
Okay, so the AI learns from this sort of corporate-heavy text base initially, but how does human interaction then kind of cement these word choices?
That's where reinforcement learning from human feedback, or BARL-HF, comes in. You have human reviewers who look at AI responses and pick the ones they prefer. And there's a suggestion that maybe these reviewers tend to favor these buzzwords because they sound, professional or sophisticated, even if they aren't words we'd normally use in casual chat.
So it's not just the AI learning. It could also be our own preferences, maybe even unconsciously feeding back into the system and shaping what it spits out. How is this showing up differently in spoken language compared to, say, written stuff?
Well, it's true. These terms have also increased in writing, like in scientific papers where people might use AI tools for help. But seeing them emerge in conversational podcasts feels distinct. It suggests AI isn't just influencing writing assistants, but maybe how humans are actually speaking to each other, almost mirroring that management consultant kind of jargon sometimes.
That implies a potentially bigger shift in language itself. What are researchers saying about the broader implications if this trend keeps going?
Researchers are pretty cautious, but note that, given the short time and the number of words affected, this may indicate the onset of a remarkable shift in language use.
Oh, remarkable shift.
Yeah. Their study proposed that, quote, human word choices have, moderately and selectively, converged with those of large language models.
Okay, so convert. Our next story takes us to OpenAI's new real-time API. Sounds like it's actually out in production now.
Yeah, that's right. It's officially launched. They're calling it GPT Real-Time. And it's really targeted at, those more advanced voice assistant use cases.
Right, like you see in customer support, maybe? Or education?
Exactly. Customer support, education tools, anywhere you need really fluid and natural-sounding voice interaction.
So what makes this GPT real-time model different? Is it just faster?
Well, speed is a huge part of it, yeah. But it's how it achieves that speed that's kind of the breakthrough.
Okay.
Apparently, it processes the audio, the speech directly.
So it doesn't do the usual speech to text, then process, then text to speech thing.
That seems to be the idea. It cuts out some of those intermediate steps.
Oh.
And the reports suggest this leads to, drastically faster response times. Makes the conversation feel much more natural, more continuous. Less clunky.
Right, less of that robotic back and forth. So does that direct processing help it understand nuance better too? Things like tone?
Yeah, that seems to be a key advantage. It's apparently designed to be much more adaptive.
Adaptive to what specifically? Pauses or?
Things like nonverbal cues, hesitations, changes in tone. Some sources even say it can handle language switching on the fly.
Whoa, really? Switching languages mid-conversation?
That's what's big.
Our final story takes us to Google, who have put out quite an urgent warning for Gmail users.
Yeah, a serious heads up. It seems tied to fallout from that big Salesforce cloud breach.
Right, I remember that. But Google's own systems are safe.
That's what they're emphasizing, yeah. Their systems weren't breached directly. The issue is hackers are now using stolen data from that Salesforce incident in new attacks.
Ah, okay. So who's behind these new attacks then?
Well, according to Google's threat intelligence folks, it's a group known as Shiny Hunters.
Shiny Hunters, right. And what are they doing exactly?
They're apparently using social engineering techniques. Things like phishing.
Voice phishing, got it.
Exactly. And also using compromised passwords, likely from other breaches, maybe including that Salesforce one. Seems like they had some success getting in places.
Okay, so it's pretty crucial people take action. What are the key security steps Google wants users to take?